Hello everyone, welcome back to IELTS TalkCast, the channel where we practice IELTS speaking just like a real test, but in a podcast style. If you're preparing for IELTS and want to improve your confidence, vocabulary, and fluency, then you're in the right place. Today's topic comes directly from the IELTS Cambridge Speaking book. We'll go through Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, all about jewelry, science TV programs, and science in society. Let's begin with Part 1. I'd like to ask you a few questions about jewelry. How often do you wear jewelry? Why? Why not?
Honestly, I don't wear jewelry every day. I usually wear a wristwatch, which I consider both functional and stylish. On special occasions like weddings or family gatherings, I might wear a ring or a bracelet. For me, jewelry is more about expressing style than everyday necessity.
What type of jewelry do you like best? Why?
I really like rings because they are simple yet meaningful. For example, a ring can symbolize love, friendship, or even achievement. Unlike necklaces or earrings, rings are subtle but elegant, which suits my personality.
When do people like to give jewelry in your country? Why?
In my country, jewelry is often given during weddings and engagements. It's considered a symbol of commitment and financial stability. Parents also give jewelry to daughters on special occasions like birthdays or festivals. It's a tradition that connects generations.
Have you ever given jewelry to someone as a gift? Why? Why not?
Yes, I once gave my mother a small gold chain on her birthday. It was a way of showing gratitude for everything she does for me. I don't usually buy expensive gifts, but that time I wanted to give her something lasting.
So, overall, these answers are clear, natural, and extended, which is what examiners look for. Strengths. Answers are developed with explanations and examples. Vocabulary like symbolize, subtle, elegant, tradition, gratitude is very good for Band 7. Improvements. A little more variety in sentence structures could make it even stronger. Using linking words like on the other hand, however, in addition would add fluency. So, for Part 1, this performance is around Band 7.0. Part 2. Cue card. Describe an interesting TV program you watched about a science topic.
One science program I watched recently was a documentary on climate change, shown on National Geographic. The program mainly focused on how rising global temperatures are affecting glaciers and sea levels. I saw this program about 3 months ago during my semester break. I was casually browsing TV channels, and the visuals immediately caught my attention. From this program, I learned about the science behind melting ice sheets and how carbon emissions are linked to global warming. What impressed me most was the way scientists explained complex topics in simple language, using animations and real-life footage. I found the program really interesting because it didn't just present the problems, but also suggested possible solutions like renewable energy and reforestation. It made me realize how important individual actions are in fighting climate change. Overall, this science documentary not only increased my knowledge but also motivated me to be more environmentally responsible.
That was a solid answer. Let's analyze. Strengths. Clear structure. Topic, when, what learnt, why interesting. Good vocabulary. Documentary, emissions, glaciers, reforestation, environmentally responsible. Natural fluency with personal opinion. Improvements. Could use a wider range of grammar, conditional sentences, comparatives. Pausing and stressing key points would add more impact. This answer is easily Band 7.0 to 7.5 because it's fluent, relevant, and detailed. Part 3. Let's talk about science and the public. How interested are most people in your country in science?
In my country, people are somewhat interested in science, but I would say the majority follow science only when it relates to daily life, like health or technology. Unfortunately, not everyone reads scientific journals or watches science programs, but young people are becoming more curious due to the internet.
Why do you think children today might be better at science than their parents?
Children today have more access to resources. For example, they can watch YouTube tutorials, use interactive apps, and even do experiments virtually. Their parents, on the other hand, relied mainly on textbooks. So the digital age has given children an advantage.
How can the public learn more about scientific developments?
I think schools and media play a vital role. If schools encourage practical experiments and media creates more engaging science content, people will naturally learn more. Governments could also fund free workshops or exhibitions for the general public.
What do you think are the most important scientific discoveries in the last 100 years?
I believe the discovery of the internet has had the biggest impact. It has revolutionized communication, education, and even business. Of course, medical discoveries like vaccines are also crucial, but the internet has changed the way we live every single day.
Who should pay for scientific research? Governments or private companies?
Both should share the responsibility. Governments should invest in areas that benefit society, like healthcare and climate solutions. Private companies can focus on technology and innovation that lead to profit but also progress. A partnership between the two would ensure balance.
Feedback and analysis. This Part 3 performance is strong because the candidate gave balanced answers with examples. Strengths. Vocabulary. Rely on. Interactive apps. Exhibitions. Revolutionized. Partnership. Ideas are logical and well supported. Answers are extended beyond one sentence. Improvements. Could use more advanced linking words. Nevertheless, whereas, consequently. Slightly repetitive in sentence openings. This Part 3 would be marked around band 7.0 consistently. Let's quickly highlight some useful vocabulary you can use in your own IELTS speaking test. Jewellery, subtle, elegant, symbolize, gratitude. Science program, documentary, emissions, glaciers, reforestation, environmentally responsible. Science discussion, interactive apps, exhibitions, revolutionized, partnership, consequently. Using such vocabulary naturally in your answers can really boost your lexical resource score. All right, everyone, that's the end of today's full IELTS speaking practice. We went through Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, analyzed the answers, and picked out useful vocabulary. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to IELTS TalkCast for more IELTS speaking podcasts. Thank you for joining us today, and see you in the next episode.